if we were deliberately put into a construct for which a false deity was running both sides, good and evil, and that every philosophical system, every human system, every single religious system is actually serving that false deity, then that means we must be very, very important. We must be very, very protected, and we must be very, very we must come with dire consequences if we are forced into some type of subjection for which we did not agree to. Remember, this is a contract-based reality, and it's very, very clever how it gets us to perform activities in tacit agreement. Often we're living a reaction. And remember, I've explained in prior videos, there's only two phases operable here. There's only two phases. You're either being proactive and knitting your own reality tunnels, and the construct itself is your servant, or you're being reactive, meaning you have just phased into a dungeon programming construct. It's a feedback loop, and it's very hard to get out of unless you break pattern. You're either being proactive, a co-creator go moving through the construct, or you're being reactive, which is nothing but a slave of the one who runs the construct. So it's so compelling, though. The Great Pyramid. Now we understand the Great Pyramid and the all-seeing eye on the dollar. It's been staring us in the face. I thought evil co-opted what was once a holy symbol, but no, it's been evil from the beginning. Because if I was the devil, I would create a world where it is so convincing, this polarity, this prod and pull between good and evil, between right and wrong. I would create dualistic religious systems and philosophical systems that would be so believable that people would be trapped in feedback loops of dungeon programming, believing in the return of a savior. They would invest their faith in that. Anybody who would look for anything outside of source would be fooled. Anybody, any soul inside the construct that would rely on anything external saving them, good or evil, I would fool them because I owned both dualities, both polarities of the duality. I would own both of them. So while many of my servants openly served Saturn or Satan or Lucifer, doesn't matter. You could call them Orsini family. You could call them Rockefellers and Rothschild. You could call them Jews, all serving the black cube. It doesn't matter. Because the other side, those deep religionists, those people that have fallen for the other paradigms, people who refuse to bow down to the dark side, people who want to preserve their spiritual integrity, so they're good Muslims and good Shaolin priests and good Christians and good Zoroastrians. Those who wanting to, those who are opposed to Angra Mainyu, they're following Ahura Mazda. Yeah. Those who are waiting for a Messiah, a son of God, a son of the Most High God, those who are waiting for the return of a deity to this world, it wouldn't matter if the dark didn't overcome the light, because when the time comes and I provide them a Saashawant, a savior, someone, the return of the chief cornerstone, it's merely a completion to a cycle that I set in motion between good and evil inside the construct, two different phases of the same energy control system that I own. All souls passing through the construct, if they seek a savior in anything other than source, which is only found within, the immortal within, which is moored to the oversoul, to source outside the construct, those are untouchable to me. And the only way I can ever get them to do anything is by contract, by tacit agreement. They are untouchables. They are world builders. And I would fear their ability to free other souls in this construct. I can't touch them the way I can touch all those who have freely signed the different agreements to be my slave for the darkness or be my slave for the light. If I were the devil, I would create a perfect construct where both extremes were owned and controlled by me. And all those who invested their faith in the return of a messianic figure would live to regret it when that messianic figure actually arrived, and they realized that they basically fooled themselves.